Okay, good. Good to see you all. Good to be back here. Just like every coach has said, it's really exciting to be back in Hoover, getting ready to kick off the season at this event. It's always kind of the first thing that says the season's over or the summer's over, and we're getting ready to go. So it's an exciting time, and the players are working hard, and things are in good shape, and we're looking forward to getting going.
Mark, you all have been very upfront about how talented Lynn Bowden is and how much he could help you right away. Do you have to pump the brakes on that a little bit after missing the summer and the expectations?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. As you know, the SEC rule, he's not allowed to be in town or working out with us unless he's going to summer school. So he's not in summer school right now. We do anticipate that he'll be here for the first day of fall camp.
Can you update Michael Nesbitt's status as well?
Same thing. You know, we anticipate he'll be here for the first day of fall camp. So that's all I could really comment on.
Has anybody caught your eye during these summer workouts? Anybody in particular?
It's hard to say. We're not allowed to see him with the football. We see him moving around and doing some running and some change of direction, and that group has been really good. First of all, in the classroom, the way they handle themselves, they're taking care of business. They've done very well in the classroom with their tutors, very respectful. Kids you want in your program, so that's a really good sign. And what we see on the field, we see some athleticism and some size, so we're looking forward to getting out there and working with those guys.
Derek Mason talked about the other day how nice it is to finally have a team full of juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
Can you share that same sentiment?
Oh, amen. Absolutely. It's the same. You know, you see that. You know, and you look at our defense right now, and we have what, 9 seniors coming back that have some
9 starters.
9 starters. 9 starters that have played some significant playing time a year ago. Now you know why some of the struggles we had a year ago. We have 9 guys back, and I didn't look exactly, but I want to say 7 of those guys should be back if they come back for their senior year for another year.
Yeah.
So think about that experience. Offensively, we're actually a little further ahead. Those guys, you know, when we got here, they were thrown into the fire, and some of those guys have been playing for a long time, and it's nice to see them, you know, with some playing time under their belt and some experience, and you know, we'll lose quite a bit after this year offensively, but hopefully we have some young guys ready to step up.
Cleveland Thomas was the only true freshman to appear on that first 2 deep that you guys put out. He's shown that. Cleveland Thomas was the first guy, first true freshman on that 2 deep that you guys put out.
Yeah, again, all those guys, you know, are doing some really good things, and so we got an opportunity to work with Cleveland in the spring, and so you know that gave them a leg up. But we'll see.
Did that too on continuity. You don't have to switch around with facilities. You have the offensive coordinator again, and Matt House. How is House's addition? Is that a lot of the same stuff that's been around?
It is. It's really nice staff-wise, and you'll hear me comment on that a little bit later in the main room. But it's really nice. You know, last year, you know, one of my comments was, and you have to find the silver lining, is the only certainty in life is change, right? So we've gone through that, but it's very nice to come back and have the continuity, especially offensively. You know, our players needed that. It's really nice to have every coach back, and you could tell last year as the season went on, Coach Grant and the staff did a great job of kind of fitting to what our players can do and put us in a position to be successful. Defensively, the same thing. As I said, a year ago, all these guys that are back, I mean, those guys were very inexperienced. We went through some hard growing pains, and you know, we didn't play as well as we'd like, certainly early in the year. Those guys got some experience, got some playing time, we tweaked some things and got better. I think this year with Matt House, it's nice for Matt and I, just because of this situation of Matt being promoted and with the change, just for me to jump back in there, you know, going into year 5 in the program, all those things that needed to take place, all the fundraising, all the facilities, you know, everything's done now. It lets me dive right back into what I really like doing, and that's coaching football. Matt's the defensive coordinator, but it'll be a collaborative effort. It has been, and it was kind of nice. Again, no fault of anybody. I was involved as well, but when we first get here and you're trying to patch holes and you're doing things and you're trying to do so much, sometimes you take a step back. It was nice for us to strip it down, see what our players can do, so the system will be much the same. But we kind of rebuilt it from the ground up, hopefully simplified some things and put our players in a position to be successful.
Mark, any response to Greg McElroy on the SEC Network yesterday calling Matt Hill lazy and as big an underachiever as he's seen here?
Well, I'm not ever going to condone anybody singling out anybody. You know, I try not to do that. I've on occasions, you know, spoke the truth about certain things with players in media conferences and that, but that's not my style to throw any one person under the bus. I've been the first to say that we need to improve in that area. There's no hiding that. Our players know that. We need to get better. Derek LeBlanc here is working with our defensive line. I saw some signs in the spring. I think we're working very hard in the summer, and we're going to improve. But I have no response to that, no, but I'm not going to single out any one guy.
How are the conversations different now that you've had some success and you're trying to sort of get them to that next step? How are they different from a year ago?
Well, it'll be much the same. I mean, you heard me talk all last summer about what? Capacity. Our capacity just to work more, simply put. I mean, they needed to strain harder. We needed to work harder in the weight room. We needed to run longer. We need to have longer practices, you know, both mentally and physically, the attention to detail. This year, we're more mature. We have some older guys that you just mentioned. They can handle more. It's much the same. But the big key will be consistency. You know, great teams win, or good teams win, but the really great programs have that consistency year after year, and we certainly want to do that.
Mark, we haven't talked to you since your brother retired. Now that you've sat a few years in the head coach seat and you think about doing it for at one place for as long as he did it, can you see how that can wear a man out?
Well, for sure. I think, you know, you saw mixed emotions on his retirement, and it certainly shocked me as much as it shocked anybody, because but it really didn't surprise me much. You know, when you think about it, he's been at one place for 18 and a half years, and that's very difficult to do, especially a place like Oklahoma, you know, where the expectations are what they are. He won a national championship in year 2, won 10 Big 12 championships or whatever it is, and so that's very difficult to do. So you may look at his age and say, man, he's awfully young to retire, but you try doing that for 18 and a half years. And that's why coaches leave, though. How many times have you seen that at that elite of a program, somebody stay there for 18 years? I don't know. It's just, I would imagine, not very much.
Mark, comment on Stephen Johnson's progress in terms of his overall strength.
Yeah, Stephen's getting better, just like you would expect. He's a very conscientious young man, and he's doing the very best he can in all avenues to improve.
Mark, Phil Hoskins dealt with an injury at junior college. Is he healthy and 100% ready to help on that?
He's not quite ready yet, no. I wish he was, but we had to get, he had to get 2 shoulders fixed before he got here. So hopefully, you know, I know I'm going to get a lot of D-line questions. I mean, we're improving, we're working hard, we have some bodies, and hopefully Phil will be able to step in and help. But I would anticipate that maybe not until game 3, game 4, game 5, you know, as the season goes on. And if there are some injuries, which there generally are, hopefully he'll be ready to go at some point.
With the quarterback depth chart, Stephen listed as the top guy, and then the or between Gunnar Hoke and Drew Barker. Can you just kind of discuss kind of that position in particular?
Well, I think, you know, again, a lot's going to be discussed about that. But last year when we were right here, every one of you said, how nice is it to come in here and not have any questions about the quarterback position, right? And so, boy, that lasted a long time. So when you're all asking me these questions, flip it back to a year ago. Drew was our starter, did a heck of a job. He got injured, and what do all of us coaches say? Next man up, right? Stephen comes in and wins 7 out of 10 games to finish the season, right? So, you know, the situation is, and it'll be the same message, you know, all talking season, that Stephen has earned the right to be the starting quarterback named right now, but that's today. That's today. Drew was the starter last year, as we were talking right here. Something happened. Stephen stepped in, did a heck of a job, and he's earned that right. But I expect Drew to come back and be better than he was. And if you remember right, even though we like to forget the Southern Miss game, but he really did some very good things. And he looked very impressive through last summer and through that first game when he was healthy, even though, you know, the second half wasn't on him. I mean, there's a couple things he could have done better, but he really looked good. And so I'm excited about that. And we all want competition. And if we get better competition, you get more depth. All it does is your performance should go through the roof. So we're very confident in those 3 guys. And, you know, Stephen is a starting quarterback, but I anticipate Drew, if you're asking him, he's going to work today to earn that job, and he's going to have every opportunity, just like every position on our football team.
Is he back at 100%? I mean, is he able to compete at all the spots?
Again, I'm not allowed to watch him throw in the summer, but everything that I see from strength and conditioning, running, the way he looks, yes, and everything I'm hearing from the receivers and from him, he's getting back to full strength. I think there's always a time when you're coming back an injury like that he has to get out there and get his confidence level back out there, and he's working on that. So let's let the process play out and give Steven the respect he deserves, but give Drew and Gunnar the respect they deserve too, just like all of our players. They're out there to compete and win a starting job.
Why is it important to bring Mike Edwards?
Last question.
Why did you bring Mike? Why is it important for him to sort of take a leadership role?
Well, I think it's Mike. If you guys know Mike because you cover him on a day-to-day basis, but Mike's a quiet kid, but he's a great football player. Players respect him. He really plays at a high level, and he needs to take that next step to be a leader, to be out in front of people, and to just lead, because our players have great respect for him, and so I thought it was important for him to be here.
Okay, folks, we need to cut it off.
I gave him the option. I asked him if he wanted to come, and he did. So you guys could break him in, work him over.
He split his
Folks,
yeah. He split his pants. Is something you ever
fix that?
Yeah, I did not fix that, but we found a good tailor on the way here. So.
folks, thank you very much. We need to get the players out here.